Hey guys, it's Denise with Lazy K Homestead. Well, I'm just going to do a little short video this morning on green beans, canning green beans. I've got all my beans broken up and they're in the water, and I soak them for about an hour and to get any dirt off of them. Even these are pole beans up out of the dirt, but still you want to make sure that your beans are nice and clean, free of any kind of bugs. And it's a good time to inspect your beans again. Like this one here has a little blemish, and I will snap that off. I can't do it while I'm holding my phone, but I will. But you know, you just kind of inspect and make sure everything's okay, because you can miss things even when you're snapping them. And just remember that they are vegetables and they were in the ground, and so they're gonna have blemishes. So anyways, what I do is I go ahead and I have my jars prepared, and these had hot water in them. These have hot water in them. They're clean, they're sanitized, and they have hot water because I do raw pack. And raw pack means that your beans are raw, they're not cooked. And you go ahead and you fill your jar, give it a 1-inch headspace, and I use this bottom right here on my jar as my guide. That's about an inch. And then what you're going to do is fill each jar with hot water and 1 teaspoon of salt per jar. So I have my canner on the stove. Now mine's a Mirror canner. That's the brand. I've got about an inch of hot water in there. And here's my water that I had boiling on the stove that I'll be putting into each one of my jars, ladling it up to the 1-inch headspace. And there's salt in each one of these jars. I have my rings and lids prepared. I know some of the lids will say that you don't need to warm them up, but I still do because I'm old school. I figure if it's not broke, don't fix it. So what I'm going to go ahead and show you now is the ladling. Now I'm holding this. I don't have one of those wands for my phone, so forgive me if you can't see this, but I'm just ladling the water in up to the 1-inch headspace. Let me see if you can see it. The water going in there all the way to that. I will continue to do my jars, and then I'll be back. Alright, all my jars are filled up to the 1-inch headspace. Now you take a clean cloth or paper towel, and I have boiling water on mine, so I know it's okay. And you go around the rims and the outside where the rings are, and just make sure there's no debris. It shouldn't be, because you're just filling these with water. If you were doing tomatoes, a little bit of the tomato juice might be on the rim, and you make sure that all that is off, because you want to give your jars the best opportunity to seal in your pressure canner. So what you do next, hold on 1 second. Had to get my rings out of there. Each one of these lids is hot. There it is. The rubber goes on the top. Now I don't know how long I'll have for this video, but I'm going to go as long as I can, or there will be a part 2. And you go ahead and you put your ring on there, and you just hand tighten it. And then you put your jar in your canner, like so. And you do that until you fill up your canner, and mine holds 7 quart jars. Okay, and here's the canner full of jars, and I'm going to go ahead and get my lid and put it on there. What I wanted to show you guys was, when you're going to put your lid on, before you do it, you inspect your ring if your canner has a ring. I pull mine out, I rinse the whole thing off, and I always check right here where your stem is, where your steam comes out, that there's nothing that's blocking it. So there it is, ready to go. So the lid's on secure. You're making sure that it's according to your manufacturer.